Yes, I want to call to order BIDA special call meeting tonight, November 25th. And I would like to take a roll call. Sabrina Willis, Chair, present.
Lisa Parker, Vice Chair, present.
Dr. Alethea Williams, Ward 1, present.
Tracy Wyatt, Ward 3, present.
Celissa Jefferson, Ward 4, present.
Recording in progress.
Jamel McKenzie, Mayor Pro Tem, present.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the meeting tonight, the special call meeting. Do we have an approval of the agenda? Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Mayor Pro Tem. I motion to approve the agenda for the special call meeting.
We have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie. Do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Parker, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Are there any opposed?
Do we have any opposed? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries for the approval of the agenda. Next on the agenda, we have a reconsideration of the November 12th, 2025 decision to reallocate the 2025 annual BIDA awards budgeted funds and restore such budgeted funds to its intended purpose. Do I have a motion?
Mayor Pro Tem, motion.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem. Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Who is that?
Member
Ms. Parker?
Jefferson.
Ms. Jefferson, seconded by Ms. Jefferson. Any discussion? All in favor?
I'm sorry. This is Member Jefferson. So I did
Yes.
have discussion.
Okay.
In regards to the reconsideration, what are we reconsidering? It didn't have that listed. So if someone could just reiterate that.
Madam Chair, I think I don't mind because my memory tells me, and watching the meeting video, there was a motion initially made to approve the drawdown of the 2025 budgeted funds in the amount of $39,000. That motion died for a lack of a second. There was an alternative motion that was made to allocate those funds to a small business or a loan program to be established by staff to reallocate those funds to a loan program to be developed by staff at some future point. And that, if y'all recall, there was a motion to rescind at that meeting that required 2/3 vote. That action did not pass to rescind the majority vote for the reallocation for the loan purposes. This meeting was then called, Madam Chair, pursuant to the bylaws, you were allowed to call that meeting, a special call meeting, and you have a majority here. The issue on the before this board member Jefferson, is to rescind the motion, to revisit and rescind the motion that reallocated the $39,000 to the loan program and the loan purposes, for loan purposes, to be established by staff. if you'll recall that there was a 2/3 majority required for rescission of that vote in real time at the same meeting. Under Robert's rules, now that this matter has been advertised for the reconsideration and reallocation, the restoration of that money back to its extended purpose, Robert's rules allows only a majority vote to do that, since there has been public notice of the intent. I hope that clarifies everything.
I'm sorry, I'm still a little, I need a little bit more clarification, Attorney Wiley. So you're stating that because we had the rescission, that rescission had to be created a public special call meeting, and this is to take the 39,000 to reestablish it as the BIDA awards instead of reestablishing it as the business monetary loans?
Well, yes, the chair called this special call meeting for that part. That was the legislative decision made for this particular item that's on the agenda tonight. And yes, that is my understanding, the intent of this motion, or the action item that's on the agenda. And I was clarifying that this action item tonight requires a simple majority to approve, as opposed to the 2/3 majority that was required when the motion to rescind was made in the same meeting. There's a higher standard to approve a rescission during the same meeting. However, when you put it on another agenda in the future for reconsideration, then it requires only a simple majority vote. And other than that, the underlying purpose and for the meeting and why this is necessary, I'll defer to the chair to explain that. That was beyond it's beyond what I'm asked to do here. So, Madam Chair, if you want to add any other clarification regarding the call of this meeting, I think it would be a good idea to do so.
Yes, I thought, once, the board had pretty kind of thought about it, I thought it would be appropriate, to go and ask for a special meeting. For over 20 years, BIDA has always had a celebration to recognize businesses here in the city. And I just thought it would be, a disservice of this year not to do it because of lack of funding. But those funds were allocated in the budget to 39,000. And I do understand how, the board felt about, going over the budget. This year, definitely staying up under that budget and trying to get this passed so that the things that are already put in place for the Christmas celebration, still can happen. And just needed all of the board, to support and be a part of it.
This is the Parker. So, may I speak? You finished, Madam Chair? Okay, so yes, we should have it. However, 39,000, I think that it can be a little lower, 39,000 is, that's a lot, because in the past few years, while I was on the board, it was done, at a lower cost, and it was still nice.
That's the intent. And even, with knowing that we were going to have a small budget, I have reached out and we'll be reaching out to all the vendors to help, work with to keeping it under that $30,000, definitely way less. And that's that's the plan. But I know we definitely can get it less than that. And working with the executive team, we can get it done, for less than that, for sure.
Okay,
oh, I'm sorry, Member Parker. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the money, okay, for, I know the mayor has suggested a loan to some businesses, However, what about the ones, let's say some of the businesses that are struggling? Do it have to be a loan? Can it be, I don't know, maybe like a gift, to help them,
Yes,
doing? Yes.
I'm sorry, Ms. Parker. I think you may Ms. Hannah understand. We're rescinding that with this vote, but that's definitely something that we can look forward to, planning in the upcoming, next year. But
Okay
we'll
then.
just, yes. Now we definitely want to do something else because we did hear that from the board of doing something to help support the business.
Okay, well, let me ask, okay, all right, since you said that, that you all, I mean, the vendors, can do it at a much lower price. So
Yes,
Ms.
we're gonna be working
Jefferson,
with the yes.
so Ms. Jefferson, okay, I have a question for Ms. Jefferson and Mayor Pro Tem. In the past, when you all hosted the BIDA Awards, what was your budget?
Um,
Under 35,000 or 35,000?
well,
I mean,
Vice Chair Parker, so this member Jefferson. So when I was chair of the BIDA Awards, our budget was $3,000. And our head count for that budget was, I believe, 65 people. We were
mhm.
able to provide the awards to all the businesses. We were able to, um, recognize those businesses in the community in a collaborative effort. And we were able to have our food budget to that maximum to our budget prepared by the GICC. We did not need outside vendors to do any type of decoration. And we did not need outside vendors to do any invitations. We actually received that as an in-kind service. And we prepared the online invitation. So we tried to conserve costs where we could. My concern with this is in this climate where we are now, and in the trajectory of what is happening currently with our businesses, having the inability to scale and the inability to remain open. I think that us preparing some type of forgiveness grant or forgiveness loan or challenge grant or whatever that we need to do what's right by our business community. And I just don't believe
Thank
having a 30, I'm still speaking.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
don't I don't agree with having a $39,000 budget for business awards and we having food to feed ourselves for 39,000. I don't think that's the right climate that we
Well,
are in right now.
Madam
And I
Chair, I see,
thank you.
Madam
Thank
Chair,
you.
Mayor Pro Tem has had her, when you finish, I see Mayor Pro Tem has her hand raised to be recognized when you finish.
And
yes,
yes,
and
I will recognize. Thank you, Ms. Jefferson.
I wasn't
And
finished. I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
excuse me. I was not
Oh,
finished.
I'm sorry.
I'll let you know when I land. I will let
Okay,
you know
no
when I land.
worries. Okay, no worries.
I understand the pertinence of having this award ceremony because it has been done for several years in the past. But in the past, prior to myself as chair and the mayor pro tempore chair, we had to have significant budget cuts during the BIDA Awards, and we were able to successfully have an award ceremony and still contribute accordingly to the community. So what I'm asking is that the board reconsider this total budget amount and we think of something, and as I had asked during the last meeting for Attorney Wiley to come back to us and let us know what is it that we can do in compliance for our businesses, um, monetary or gift wise or service wise, what can we do that's in compliance to our charter and in compliance to our bylaws? And
Okay.
so that was an action item that I had asked previously, but I do recognize
What?
with the transition of the administration with council that this is being brought up again. But I just, in my personal opinion, I just do not agree with utilizing the 39,000. for this award. And I don't agree with us not having at this meeting what our reconsideration total of that $39,000 budget would be if we do decide to have this award ceremony. And I land. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jefferson. And also, the city actually approved the budget for the BIDA event. Staff costs and everything definitely has gone up. But any more discussion? If not, I want to just go ahead and call for the.
Madam Chair,
Yeah,
the Mayor Pro Tem
Mayor,
has her hand raised.
I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem, I apologize. Didn't see your hand. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, you are recognized.
Okay, good evening again, everyone. Yes, in 2021, when I was the chair of BIDA, we were in the midst of the COVID pandemic.
Right.
And it was definitely a challenge to even continue this because we did have opposing views on the board. But I felt that for the sake of the businesses so there's a few things that go on with businesses. Yes, we want to be able to invest back. I'm hearing everything that everybody's saying. Yes, we want to give back to our businesses, and we've got to figure out how to do that and what that looks like. But we also have businesses that have made it through very trying times over the last year. And we need to recognize them and encourage them and let them know that the city of College Park is behind them. So I would be totally opposed, and I'll always be opposed to not having some type of recognition ceremony for our businesses at the end of the year. My concern is that as a board, this board allocated and voted on a $39,000 budget for this event. And then we decided 4 weeks or 5 weeks before the event that we would shift gears. I think that makes us look like we are speaking out of two sides of our mouth. Now, the 39,000, to me, and I'm going to say a few things because I've got a few thoughts on this. Because I'm trying to look at it from all ways. We definitely voted, we allocated the funds, city council approved that budget for BIDA. So there's really no harm in doing an event of up to $39,000.
Right.
But if this board should decide that they want to spend less, I'm fine with it. My biggest thing is that we don't cancel the program completely. Now, the other concern that I have is I've watched this in municipal government. I watch this in meetings, and it's almost like we meet to meet. And we talk about things that we're going to do, but we never do it. If we're going to give businesses, if we have in our budget 39,000 and we decide that, we're going to take a portion of that 39,000 and not use it for this event, but we're going to give it to businesses, when are we going to get it to these businesses? Are we going to get into these businesses in the month of December? Because that's what these funds were allocated to be spent in the month of December. Or are we going to get it before the end of this year? Meaning, what is the plan? Okay. So I'm not going to be comfortable with cutting down on the amount of funds. And I know we can do this for less, but I want a plan. I want to know exactly when, how, and what is going to, because businesses are not looking for something 6 months from now. The concern that we have, if we're not going to spend $39,000, then we need to, on a party, then we need to definitely determine how that $39,000 alleviates the conditions and the challenges that our businesses that are struggling right now. Because December is one of the hardest months in the city of College Park, and January for our business. I had so many Main Street businesses that struggled last year, and some even went out of business. So by the time the spring came, they weren't there. So I want to know, what are we going to do if we decide we're not going to spend it? And I know we can do a party for less. I feel like, so I'm saying a lot of things. We can do it for less. We can do the recognition for less. But then what are we going to do with the remainder of the money in this calendar year, or this fiscal year, rather? I'd like to do it in this calendar year, but in this fiscal year, what are we going to do?
Madam Chair?
Madam Chair?
Oh,
Madam Chair?
that's the mayor, Madam Chair?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Yes, Attorney Wiley.
The mayor would like to speak, and I can speak after the mayor.
Okay, Mayor Motley Broom, you can speak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Point of clarification, it was my recollection that the board allocated $5,000 from the proceeds of the Clean Spark sale for recognition of the businesses this year.
Madam Mayor, I don't remember there were being a specific a specific pot of money that was coming in, but I defer to what the minutes say. I thought that was to be determined, actually, from my recollection, Madam Mayor. Others may have a different.
Okay.
Hello, my apologies. This is Hannah. Like Attorney Wiley said, there wasn't a specific allocation from the Clean Spark funds, but there was a specific allocation that it would be under 5,000 for the awards instead of the 39,000.
Okay, from the proceeds of the Clean Spark. Is that correct, Hannah?
So I think the proceeds of the Clean Spark, that was like a broader term that was used. But let me just check the action items, because I think it was the proceeds of the Clean Spark and what was generally in the budget that was going to be used for the 5,000.
Okay. Well, while you're checking on that, I will note that I think that we have an opportunity with the action the board has taken to impact businesses not only on one night, but actually moving them forward and hopefully continuing their relationship with the city and strengthening those businesses. And I don't think that we should go back on that. To Board Member Jefferson's point, times are growing increasingly uncertain. And while we do not have a step-by-step plan right now, the board did task staff with laying it out, and I hope that we can take a look at that and get things kicked off. I would not anticipate it happens in December, but at the top of the year, they come to us with a plan, and we move on that plan so we can actually help the business development of the entrepreneurs in this city.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Motley Broom, Attorney Wiley. And
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I see that Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie's hand is raised too. I would just want to quickly interject on something to piggyback on what the mayor just alluded to with respect to the loan program, and that being a directive to staff to come back to bring something to the board for your consideration. Board Member Jefferson, the directive to me was in respect to finding and ensuring that there is a legal path to do such a loan program. I will be making that determination in connection with staff's development of the program. That was my understanding. That was in conjunction with staff's development of the program as to what we can and legally cannot do, as opposed to a standalone requirement. Thank you. And Mayor Pro Tem has her hand raised, Madam Chair.
Yeah, Madam Chair?
yes, Mayor Pro Tem. Yes.
So the clarity is in terms of understanding what the purpose of this meeting is. I think personally that if we're going to do this type of loan program, why are we trying to do it? Is there, Attorney Wiley, is there a reason why BIDA could not contract an organization or work with an organization and perform some type of relationship where those funds are given to an organization that's already established that could provide assistance to our businesses? And then we could begin to craft that My biggest concern is I just don't want this to be a bunch of smoke and a bunch of talk. We got to do something. Like I said, I'm not, in terms of the amount of money that is spent for this event, it can be beautiful as long as our hearts are beautiful. You know, that's to me, that's what makes it beautiful. Love makes everything beautiful. So, but in terms of, I think there was a discussion in terms of tasking staff with this, that this would be,
Oh,
I believe, my thing is it possible, attorney, that BIDA itself can do a contractual relationship with an organization that provides relief, and then we get them to work with the businesses, just as the city would do something very similar in that matter.
Yes, absolutely. If it's the board's will, that certainly can happen.
Because then we could definitely determine now. I just don't want this to sit here. And then we're looking 3 months from now and 4 months from now. You know, whereas if anything, we'd make a determination of what amount of money we want to go towards that type of a project, and then determine what that organization is. If we have to have a RFP or RFQ, whatever it is, and you know, get some organizations, and that type of that amount of money could be a 2-week process with our procurement department, unless BIDA does it differently. So I think that I just want to see action, because people are hurting now and they have needs now. That's all.
okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time. I see some more hands that are raised. Who was the next person?
The next person is was on the board
Um,
is board member Vice Chair Parker. Then
Actually, I think,
Vida. Go ahead.
okay, all right, so my question, well, so if the businesses are struggling, why would we loan them the money? Why can't it not just be a grant?
I'll take that from a legal perspective. We would have to have we are precluded by the Georgia Constitution from giving gratuities, meaning giving something to a private entity without a corresponding public benefit. And so developing that policy, the public benefit aspect, will be what we would have to determine and make certain that it meets those constitutional requirements. So I know it can be done. It just, the timing of it, is there enough time to do it? You don't have any additional board meetings scheduled between now and December 31st, and getting the board to adopt that policy and an agreement and a contract might be timely, as the mayor said. I don't believe it can be done by the end of this year's.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Board Member Jefferson, and then Board Member Wyatt.
Okay. Ms.
Board Member
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So I recognize the short time. If there was a way for the board to produce a forgivable loan, and whatever this policy comes out to be, that Attorney Wiley will determine where we are in compliance. I think that we can do that. One strategy that we can make is we have 6 awards to present. And I know that Hannah sent out the link tonight for us to provide the businesses for those 6 awards. If we take half of the budget, if we take half of that, that will be like a $3,300 recipient loan for those 6 businesses. Our recognition, some of the awards are special recognition, but that's $3,300 that we could determine to go towards those 6 recipients. So we're not looking at, this is not a huge budget that we're working with. So I also think that we don't necessarily, I don't know if we have to have an interim nonprofit where it has to, be donated to in order to prevent the gratuity clause, or so be it. But I would hope that this board would be able to be in compliance and be able to create the strategy and us, decide our own strategy in order to cut out having to pay another company or consulting firm or whomever or nonprofit to come in order to facilitate this. So I don't, like I said, I don't think that it should take too much time for this policy to be created. But if we create a strategy where we say, okay, if the recipients, if we take half of the budget and put it towards the community, it's a start. If we needed ideas in order to be able to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jefferson. Jamel, that's going to be the last one.
No, you have Mr. Board Member Wyatt, and then Mayor Pro Tem.
Sorry, that's fine. Okay, I missed his hand. All right, Mr. Wyatt, please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Madam Chair, I think you called this meeting to see if we can go ahead and proceed with the annual Christmas party. So I'm going to support that. I believe that there's we can get with the council, and I think in order to try to do what we're trying to do with the business, it's going to take some time because we need to do it right. So I suggest that we let council talk about this program, whatever we want to do, and we establish some funds. We don't have to do one or the other. We can do both. So I'm going to support you in moving forward with the BIDA program, the awards program, and let's look at next year how we can help businesses in a different way in conjunction with the city council. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wyatt. Okay, Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie.
I completely agree. I completely agree with Tracy Wyatt. I really, that's really what my feeling is. One shouldn't have to do with the other. I'm open to both, but I do believe we need to move forward with the program. I think the issue with the program is what are we going to spend on it? So I guess I have a question for Mr. Wyatt just to see how much we are in agreement on this. Are you saying, sir, that we should stick to the budgeted or up to the budgeted amount, or are you thinking that maybe we should do something different than that amount?
I'm thinking council, we have $39,000 in the budget. I think we should do as less as possible, not to exceed $39,000. That's my thought.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wyatt. And there's a motion on the table. The city council has already budgeted that for this event, and I didn't want to, waste everybody's time. But I want to go ahead, call for the motion to approve the $39,000, no more. So,
Madam Chair, we're in discussion. There is a motion that's already on the floor and it's been seconded. I think the motion was to reconsider the decision to reallocate that 2025 budgeted amount and to restore it to its intended purpose.
That's the motion.
And yes, I don't know. Yes, that was the motion that's on the floor and seconded. If you would like to amend the motion,
I just want to call for the vote.
No, you're just gonna call for the vote. Yeah, my motion stands, especially after hearing Mr. Wyatt. My motion stands.
So now you can call for the vote, Madam Chair.
Okay, call for the vote, and raise your hand and say your name so that I can make sure that we have a correct vote.
I'll just call the names, Madam Chair, just so we can keep it moving. Mayor Pro Tem. Mayor, Vice Chair Parker. I'm not sure if we lost Vice Chair Parker. We'll come back.
No, no, I'm here.
Oh, was going to get your vote, your roll call vote.
No, 39,000 for the event. No.
Okay.
I oppose.
Board Member Wyatt.
Yes.
Madam Secretary Williams, Dr. Williams.
I vote no.
Board Member Jefferson.
Oppose.
Board Member, Madam Chair, did I call everybody? Madam Chair?
Yes. In
Is that
favor.
everyone? Was that everyone?
You didn't call the
You, the
mayor.
mayor,
No.
the mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Madam Mayor.
Opposed.
Okay, Hannah, do you get that? Or Miss McDaniel, how many
Yes,
votes?
we got it.
So what is the total? Yays and nays?
It was Ms. McDaniel. Let me know if this is correct, but I got 5 nays and 2 yays.
That is incorrect.
No, that's not correct.
It's 4.
Hey, Hannah,
Yes.
okay, I have, I didn't get the original vote because I was, originally that was placed. So I have Tracy White, yes, Dr. Williams, no, Solicitor Jefferson opposed, Chair, yes, Mayor opposed. And that's what I have down.
And you had Member Parker oppose.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Vice Chair Parker opposed.
And Dr. Williams.
And
Yeah,
Mayor Pro Tem was the one we were missing. So 4 nays and 2 yeses. So Mayor
Correct.
Pro Tem's is the last vote we were missing.
Yes,
So
that's
it's
right.
I was the first to vote. I said yes.
Oh, okay.
I
Got
said
it.
yes.
Thank you.
So at least 3 yeses.
Okay, so
3
3 yeses, 4 nos. My apologies. 3 yeses, 4 nos.
1, 2, 3. That's right. 3 yeses and 4 nos.
Yes.
Madam Chair? Oh, I guess I'll let
Yes.
you finish. I'll let you
Thank
call
you
the
all.
vote. Madam Chair, I have a question. So are we saying that we're still having a event, but we're not spending, we're only, or with a $5,000 budget? Is that what the understanding is?
I think right now with all of the, back and forth, and it doesn't seem like, we have a budgeted amount to have this event, and we're getting off track, that we just postpone it, do it next year, and just don't do anything this year, because right now, we need to let the GIC know, know what we're gonna do. But if we're not gonna do anything, I'd rather just table it. We can do something next year.
Madam Chair, this is Member Jefferson.
Yes.
I would like to propose a motion that we have the BIDA Awards recognition, and that we have it for a total budget of $5,000 for our BIDA Awards this year.
That's a motion?
Yes, I call for that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Madam Chair, who made the second?
Oh,
Okay.
Vice Chair Lisa Parker.
Okay,
Ms.
thank you. I see
Parker.
I see Madam Chair's picture on there. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Any
you.
discussion? Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion. Okay, go ahead. I have a question.
Yes.
Do we know, can the GICC, can we do an event for the GICC, at this GICC for 5,000, or do we need to move the location?
My apologies. We would need to move the location. The GICC cannot do an event for
Yes.
5,000.
Yes. We can move the location, but at this point, whatever members, want to, plan, at that point for the 5,000, let's go from there. But we definitely could move it. And for us to be at I just gotta say this, as a board and as a board that has, we've sold property, we've worked hard this year, and for us to dub down our BIDA event and get stuck in the weeds, when we have been putting some planning with the GICC, who we, last year and the years before has always had it there to showcase not only our businesses, our city, and for our councils who already have budgeted a budget of $39,000 for this, and not able to do this. It's very disappointing, very. And as chairwoman, I know that I think we're missing something here. We're winning, regardless of everything this year. We have been winning. We have stood the course. And to say for $5,000, a board of this caliber, we're going to dub it down to $5,000 when we can push the button right now tonight. The GICC is ready, on point, ready to do whatever we need to do. But if that's not what the board wants to do, planning and dubbing it down to $5,000, that's impossible. Oh, but if that's what the board wants to do, it's disappointing to me as chair, how we've worked hard. We've continued to strive even through all of the hits that we've had this year. And for me to say, hey, y'all, let's try this one more time. But if the board doesn't want to do it, the board doesn't want to do it. Because I know me, for all the years that I have been on BIDA, I've always supported my chair, supported my leadership team. And to dub something down to that degree, we are better than that. We are better than that as a board. And
right.
So, but if that's what the board wants to do, I will allow other members to plan whatever, and I will come. But when I can push a button right now, tonight, and say, hey, let's get this thing going, you all have everything that you need to start to do it. Say, yay, money that has been budgeted, it is disappointing. And for me I don't want to waste your time tonight as a special call meeting, and we are back and forth. If we want to do something for businesses, let's celebrate them today. But if we want to do something, let's plan to do that in the future. We are moving forward. We are moving forward as a board.
Madam Chair, may I? This is Mayor Pro
Yes.
Tem. I hear you. Hannah, what is the least amount that we could do a decent event at the GICC? What's the smallest amount that it would
Mayor
take?
Pro Tem. Excuse me,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem. Hannah is the secretary here.
Oh
Things
no,
have been-
I wanted to know the amount because if I have to pay for it, I just want to know what the amount. What is the lowest? What can we do
tell you
something
that,
that? I
and I
just
can
asked
tell
Hannah
you.
because she was the one that said the 5,000. I
Oh,
apologize.
I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. This has just kind of bothered me a lot right now, and I
Yeah,
apologize for
I
that.
know. Look, I feel your
And
pain. I've sat in your seat.
I'm embarrassed, to be honest, and disappointed too. So,
I've sat in your seat, Madam Chair, and I feel your pain. And this is almost a stain, and can be considered disrespectful to your leadership, that we would especially decide to do something like this in the 9th hour or the 12th or the 11th hour. This would have been to me as a board, but people just don't seem to care about certain people and things in this day and time that we live in. So I feel your pain, Madam Chair. And I'm asking the question because I want to know what it cost. What would it cost for us to do something at the GICC? Not 39,000, but what
60,000 either.
how much?
I said not 60,000 either. I mean,
No,
that was
not 60.
disappointing to me. No. I mean, I don't see
That was
why,
high. That was high.
the chair is getting upset. I mean, okay, I see that she really want to have this right here, but we don't have to do $39,000. I mean, what last year was $60,000? That was ridiculous. That amount of money, and then food was left over. No,
Mayor,
that was squandered.
Miss Parker.
Yes.
I'm disappointed. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
It's kind of like on the same level though.
And I have even asking for this special call meeting. I said, I understand everybody's concerned. Our city has budgeted the $39,000, but if we have to go below that, let's go below. But If it's budgeted for that, why are we battling over something that has been budgeted for this board?
Because we don't have to spend that much money, for one.
We will go under whatever it is. We will go under.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Madam Chair, I have a question of Attorney Wiley, given that this is a special called meeting, whether we can do anything beyond what was stated in the agenda. And we've already approved the agenda, so an additional motion. I'm just procedurally, I just want to make sure that we're on solid ground.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We are. I think there was the motion that's presently pending is an alternative motion, and it's still in line with the motion that failed to reallocate the entire $39,000. So yes, the present motion that's pending is allowable.
Very well, thank you.
Madam Chair, I don't know, I think I see Board Member Jefferson's hand raised. If Vice Chair Parker is there, I'm not sure.
All right, Ms. Jefferson.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I do understand the sentiments, but I do think that we are very, very savvy and intelligent board, that we can come up and strategize accordingly. The GICC, if we think about it, if we have to go and be detail oriented here, just off of the top, the GICC, that date was already reserved in our budget for our meeting. So the space is already there. That's already covered by our budget. So what our next steps, we can speak to Giannis about conserving the menu item. Now, the technology and the AV and the audio, that's already covered because our meeting was already scheduled for that date. So therefore, what I'm asking is, let's focus on the issue at hand. The consensus is that your board voted to not have a BIDA awards for $39,000. So what are our next options? We still want to recognize the business community. And as everyone knows with me, my integrity is to the community. And my integrity is not to positions or titles. So therefore, what I'm asking is for us to go in grace and have gratitude to our business community. We already have the space reserved with the GICC and the audio and visual covered under our budget already. So if we can go back to Mr. Giannis and ask him, what is it that we can do as far as our menu items, just as Mrs. Mercedes Miller did in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And we can have something that's conservative and accordingly, but still be able to recognize these businesses. Now, I do know in the past, the only extra other item was the video footage of the recipients that had won. So I do know that in the past, that was an extra fee as far as IN Works, that portion. But if we can have those conversations, we can still wholeheartedly service our community within love, within grace, and in gratitude for the ones that have been able to push through these trying times. And I land.
Madam Chair, I see Board Member Wyatt. I don't know if Ms. Parker, Vice Chair Parker still had her hand raised from last time.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Okay, well, Board Member Wyatt, then Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie.
After that, Mr. Wyatt speak, and then Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie, and then we'll go ahead. And I don't want to, prolong anybody's time, so we can go ahead.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr.
With your permission, I'd like to exit this meeting. I just didn't want to exit without your permission. I think it's just really disappointing, disheartening that we have money budgeted for this thing and not have it. And you've already made it clear you're going to get it for the least amount possible. So I'm going to exit. I've supported you. I think even at 39,000 would have been good, but I just want to let you know I'm gonna exit the meeting. I can't take any more of this conversation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wyatt. I'm gonna go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so so basically, my question, Madam Chair, was still, it's obvious that the board, we have a majority of the board that does not want to use the money that they budgeted originally, which is 39,000. And then you're saying that it would be, we could not, from what I heard, we could not do this for 5,000. Now I've heard Board Member Jefferson bring up some possible scenarios. Could the 5,000 be put on top of the monies that we would have already spent for a board meeting in December? That's a question, I guess, for the, because then if we're looking at our, the cost that we would normally use, plus an additional 5,000, are we able to still do a very nice meeting? I know when I was chair in 2022, we did not have the funds, and I love James Hammond, but we had Gerald Walker, I believe, that year, and he did it. We did the videos in-house, and we did not have to pay additional funds for that. So I think there's ways that we can cut costs and still do something at the GICC. I still would like to entertain how we can have a nice event at the Georgia International Convention Center on a lower budget, as Board Member Jefferson has said. Maybe we just don't have all the fancy foods. But I think that at this point, to change the location and would really be a disservice to us. So we have the date, and I am willing to assist financially to make sure that this event becomes an event that is memorable to our businesses and to our board members. Our board members deserve to have something nice done. This has been a trying year for so many of us. And to be able to come together in this manner, I think would be beautiful. So regardless of what the board determines today, I will still support this initiative to make sure that we have something at the GICC.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie. And I just wanted to clarify something, and I apologize, Hannah, when I said secretary. When I was saying I have been working on securing the date with the GICC and the amount, and I just wanted to apologize for that, okay? And whatever the board wants to do, I'll work with whatever that is, and we'll go from there. And let's, allow members to, because it's something was already planned, was in the planning, and we're now kind of just starting at ground zero in less than 2 weeks. And that's why I did ask one more time for the special call meeting. But I really truly see that the board is not working with me on this part of it, and this may not be something that they want, have that same passion that maybe I have about this right now. But whatever the board decides, I will work and do whatever I can. So whatever the next step.
Madam Chair, there's a motion and second pending on the floor. I'm not sure if everyone remembers it, but Ms. McDaniel, if you want to, can you read the motion and just to refresh everyone's memory?
Yes, hold on just a minute. I have that's Celissa Jefferson and Vice Chair proposed to have the BIDA awards for 5K for BIDA awards this year.
Question?
Seconded by Vice Chair Parker.
Yes, Vice Chair Parker, correct.
Question on the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Just want to know before we come to a vote, is that $5,000 on top of the funds that would already be utilized? Which I know for every BIDA meeting, we already have a budget, a per meeting budget. So are we talking $5,000 in addition to, I know each BIDA meeting probably costs us about $2,000. So so that was a question for the maker of the motion.
Yes, I concur, Mayor Pro Temp. I can amend my motion. My motion will be amended to add the $5,000 to the current BIDA meeting to be utilized for the BIDA awards to be held at the GICC.
So noted.
Is there is there a second to that amended motion, Madam Vice Chair?
Yes. Yes, I'm in agreement.
Okay. Madam Chair, you may call for the vote if discussion is concluded.
Okay, call for the vote.
Sorry, point of clarification. Would you all want like a average of the BIDA meeting costs per month? Because it's been different amounts because of the different circumstances. So I just wanted to make that clarification just so that I know.
And I think it's the regular meetings. I think we can use the regular meetings, the call meetings. I think that's the intent. If it's not, Board Member Jefferson, let me know.
Regular meetings at GICC.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
The regular
Got it.
meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we call for the vote.
And I guess since we're all, so if you could just say your name and how you vote. I don't know, Hannah or Ms. McDonough, if you want to call the roll.
Yeah, I can call it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vice Chair Lisa Parker.
Yes, excuse me, yes.
Okay, Dr. Lethea Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Bianca Motley Broom. I'm not sure if she's still on. Oh, Mayor Motley Broom.
She said yes.
I'm in favor.
Okay, got it. And then Mayor Pro Tem McKenzie.
Yes.
Got it. And then Mr. Wyatt is no longer on. Board Member Felissa Jefferson.
Yes.
All right, so that concludes the
Chair
Willis.
Yes.
Chair Willis, yes.
Chair Willis, yes.
Okay, so that concludes the vote. All in favor.
Madam Chair, you can entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Thank you all for your time. Do I have a motion?
Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Good night.